All right, I applaud you for coming to the video tutorials in pre-calculus. Looking for some help, probably starting with the review and preview number 6. Before we start there, I want to make sure that we have this math notes box in our notebook. So in my class, I would like you to have the first page and the back of it, so the first page and page or two, dedicated to your table of contents. So you shouldn't be working on those pages for homework for sure, or classwork. And then after that, so the second page in your notebook, that's where we start writing our math notes boxes. So on the second page of your notebook, so front and back is table of contents. When we start the second page, that's where we've got our first math notes box. I want you to make sure that on that second page, you have the math notes properties of exponents. And that should be the only thing on that page. I would copy down the property and an example. From Algebra 2, when we multiply the same base, we can add the exponents. When we divide the same base, we can subtract the exponents. When we have a power raised to a power in parentheses, we multiply them. Anything to the 0 power is 1. When we have a negative power, we can review that it can be written as 1 over the positive power. And when we have a fractional power, the denominator gets in the root and the numerator becomes the power underneath the root. And again, you've got all these good examples next to it to solidify your understanding, mastery of some Algebra 2 concepts. Number 5 is talking about parent graphs and parent functions. So on the third page of your notebook, or the back of the second page, I would like you to have this written as a math notes box, the parent graph organizer. I want you to have y equals x or f of x equals x, and know that that's a linear function. And then an example, y equals x. Maybe even y equals negative x. Then make sure we have all of them in there. A quadratic, also called a parabola, y equals x squared. Maybe even y equals negative x squared. And then keep going. If you need any help, refer back to your teacher, your classmates, but we should be able to fill out, a cubic function, an exponential function, a hyperbola rational function, that'd be a negative 1 over x, an absolute value. What does an absolute value graph look like? A v, square root graph, and obviously these are, I would expect you to have some better graphs than this. Square root graph has a domain. Starts here, goes on forever that way. And what does log x look like? When we graph log x, we got to remember that it actually starts way down here and looks like that, even though sometimes we can't see this show up on our calculator. It's all there. There we go. So I guess we got them all in our parent graph toolkit. And then finally, I guess what you came to this video for, actually number 6, multiply or expand each expression below. When we have a parenthesis to a power, we got to remember that they both get the power. 2 cubed x cubed would be 8x cubed. When we have a binomial squared, we need to remember that that's 3x minus 2, 3x minus 2. We can put it into our general rectangle and actually do the multiplication. 3x minus 2, 3x minus 2, 9x squared, negative 6x, negative 6x, and then 4. And add them up, 9x squared minus 12x plus 4. Great. The next one would be 3x to the 4th, similar to the first. They both get the 4th power. 3 to the 4th power, 81x to the 4th. And then in our math notes box from above, with negative powers, we can make it 1 over 3x to the 3rd. Make that negative into a positive by putting it on the bottom. And 3 to the third is 27x cubed. Good. Thanks for using the videos. Make sure you click back whenever you have questions. Important thing is practicing and getting help when you need it.